DFA Online. News and events from different Philippine embassies and consulates around the world. DFA Online. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
Good day, I am Win Peñano with today's DFA Online. The Philippines formally established diplomatic relations with the Caribbean state of Grenada. Philippines Foreign Affairs Secretary Enrique Manalo signed a joint communique with Grenada Minister for Foreign Affairs, Trade and Export Joseph Andal to establish formal diplomatic relations on the sidelines of the member states of the Caribbean Community or CARICOM meeting on May 8. In a statement, the Department of Foreign Affairs said the signing heralds a new era in the friendly ties between the Philippines and Grenada. With this, the Philippines now has diplomatic ties with 14 CARICOM countries. Secretary Manalo met with the foreign ministers of the CARICOM in St. Kitts and Nevis from May 8 to 9 and delivered an address before the grouping's Council for Foreign and Community Relations or COFCOR meeting. The COFCOR is the CARICOM's organ responsible for promoting economic integration and policy coordination among its 15 member states and 6 associate members and has the mandate to promote relations with international organizations and third states. During the meeting, Secretary Manalo highlighted the commonality of interests between the Philippines and Caribbean states as maritime nations with shared challenges and which have growing influence in shaping action on global issues like climate change, fairer global finance, and multilateralism based on international law. He underscored the Philippines' constructive and deep engagement in the work of the United Nations and promised to bring this depth of experience and steadfastness if elected as a member of the Security Council for 2027 to 2028. In addition, he announced a Philippine contribution to the CARICOM Development Fund in keeping with the country's support for global South-South cooperation and innovative and inclusive development approaches. The Caribbean foreign ministers welcomed Manila's vision for promoting deeper collaboration as like-minded countries facing common challenges and maritime nations. They conveyed their appreciation for the Philippines' initiatives to invigorate cooperation with CARICOM member states bilaterally and multilaterally and noted the presence and contributions of Filipino nationals in the Caribbean. The DFA said 2025 is a year of milestones for the Philippines and a number of Caribbean nations with the celebration of the 25th anniversaries of formal diplomatic relations with Belize and St. Vincent and Grenadines. The Philippines in 2026 will also observe the 80th anniversary of diplomatic ties with Haiti, 75 years of relations with Jamaica, 45 years of ties with the Bahamas, and a decade-old relation with St. Lucia. In his bilateral meeting, Secretary Manalo and his counterparts discussed prospects for expanding cooperation in health, maritime training, and education, among others, considering existing arrangements including between the Philippines and Jamaica. Secretary Manalo and the foreign ministers agreed that international cooperation, especially among developing countries, is more relevant now in the face of global uncertainties.
DFA Online. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
In our news, the Philippine Consulate General in New York joined the Consular Corps based in New York City in celebrating the 100th anniversary of the Society of Foreign Consuls or SOFC in a gala reception at the historic Surrogates Courthouse in Lower Manhattan. Established in 1925, the SOFC is the world's largest and longest-standing organization of foreign consuls. This year's centennial celebration themed A Legacy of Diplomacy, A Future of Possibilities brought together over 200 members of the diplomatic corps, senior government officials, representatives from partner institutions and international organizations, and members of the diaspora. Consul General Senen Mangalile, who currently serves as Deputy President of the SOFC, helped steer the celebration alongside the Executive Committee. The consulate served on the or SOFC Working Committee for Media and Promotions, leading the production of the official video montage, event branding, and a social media campaign designed to amplify the SOFC's legacy and global impact. As part of the experiential multicultural board that featured spirits from member countries, the Philippines contributed Tanduay Silver Rom, proudly showcasing Filipino craftsmanship. The evening featured remarks from SOFC President and Consul General of Malaysia, Amir Farid Abu Hassan, First Deputy Mayor of New York City, Randy Mastro, who presented the official proclamation on behalf of Mayor Eric Adams, Commissioner for International Affairs Edward Mermelstein, and Acting Director Cliff Segroves of the U.S. Department of State's Office of Foreign Missions. Reflecting on the significance of the event, Consul General Mangalile shared that the occasion is both a privilege and a reminder of their collective responsibility to uphold the values of diplomacy and global cooperation.
DFA Online. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
And that wraps up today's edition of DFA Online. For Radyo Pilipinas World Service, I am Win Peñano. Good day.
DFA Online. News and events from different Philippine embassies and consulates around the world. DFA Online. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.